How do we get everyone involved to play their role in making the society a better place? I think for that, everybody first have to understand that they have a role and their role is important. That is very important. For example, if I could use um, and the Prophet ﷺ shows us through his sunnah the position of a neighbor, how important a neighbor is, and your responsibility as a neighbor. The Prophet ﷺ had a neighbor that used to throw dirt into his place. He never went next door and threw dirt back or did what we see these days. No, he would just pick it up, Also an example, so definitely, I think everybody has to understand that they have a role to play in society. And if I can use the example of Sayyidina Khadija radiallahu anha, when Sayyidina Khadija radiallahu anha, we know when she married the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she was older than the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we also know history tells us that when the Prophet ﷺ received revelation, it was very, very difficult on his soul. And the first time it happened to him, he was in the cave of Hira, and it was overwhelming. Jibreel is holding on to you and telling you to recite, this never happened. Everywhere he looks in the sama, he sees Jibreel alayhi salam, and then he goes to his wife for comfort. And I think if we look at that the role of a wife is very, very important, and how that feeds into a society. I know that the Prophet ﷺ was also the best spouse that a spouse can be, but Sayyidina Khadija understood her role as a wife, and that's why she could give him that comfort. Also, the emotional and psychological trauma and fear that the Prophet was in, when he gets to Sayyidina Khadija, she manages to stabilize him and his emotions. So it's a very broad question, but yeah, that's my two examples that I would use, using the Prophet ﷺ and how we can all contribute to our roles in society is firstly looking at ourselves and seeing that we are good neighbors, and then also our relationship within our homes with our spouses as a wife or a husband. Are you fulfilling that role? And then by extension your family, and then go into community as well. Shukran so much.